What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Daily. We are back to finish off the week for a Sunday here. We usually recap things. There's not a whole lot to recap today, though, horse racing wise, for sure. Any thoughts on what's going on in college basketball before we get going?
Well, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, just running down. Look at the ACC. Who would have picked North Carolina State to win the ACC tournament?
Yeah.
We were right on the Big 12. Iowa State won that one. We were right on that one. UConn, we did okay. What's the Big 10? It's down to Wisconsin and Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
I think most people thought we would go with Purdue, but no, they got beat. So it's just been nuts. It's just nuts. And suddenly our favorite team is on the bubble because of some of these upsets.
So
another one.
ESPN has Oklahoma as one of the last in, as in the last in.
Yeah.
So
does that
mean
game, you think?
What's that?
Does that mean a play-in game, you think?
Well, that would be what it means, yes. Yeah. If they truly are the last one in, they'd be in a play-in game, yeah. Now, that is meaningless as far as what actually happens. That's the thing you got to remember about this. So, but yeah, we are on the last in. I hope we're the last out. I've been on record at saying they do not deserve to be there.
They don't.
So.
No, they would have been in if North Carolina State and Oregon hadn't won.
Mm-hmm.
But they won and locked up the automatic bid from their conferences, and they did what they were supposed to do to get in. And Oklahoma just needed to win one game, couldn't do it, and they deserve what they get. So usually they're right on this, and they will get in. They usually kind of know this stuff. I don't know how, but they do.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, all right. Well,
I would hate to be sweating it out down there today. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they are for sure. Yeah. I think it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out today. Selection show coming up later today. But before we get to that, let's get to the games. Let's go SEC championship first. You talk about surprises. I think this is a surprising final to some. Florida and Auburn. You got Auburn a 5.5-point favorite in this one. Let's kick it off. Who you think here coming up in about 57 minutes? SEC championship game.
Boy, I don't like the line. Florida's playing great. And I think we saw last one, 24 games or 25 now, I think. They're coming on at the right time. But Auburn's been playing really, really well, too. They're kind of one of those teams we don't think of too much. Neither one of us thought these two would be in the finals. I didn't. I thought it would be like Kentucky and Tennessee, somebody like that. So getting to the line, I got to take Florida plus the 5.5. I just think that's too many points. But it's these games today are almost unbettable. They really are.
Yep.
What we saw yesterday.
Yeah, I'm going to take Florida in this game. Straight up, I think Florida can win the game. I think they're going to win the game. I guess I should say, yeah. I listen. I mean, Dennis actually pointed us out with this Team A, Team B argument. Oh gosh, where is that? There it is. Give me Team B, Florida, when he was comparing Alabama and Florida. Yeah. Where Florida killed Alabama in the SEC tournament. Dennis with a good call there. But, I think at the end of the day, it was a team that was hot. They were pretty darn good, and I think they'll keep it going. I like the Gators to get it done in this one.
I think they're definitely in the tournament, don't you?
Oh, 1,000,000,000%. Yeah.
Now, I see a lot of people saying Indiana State needs in over Oklahoma. 100% agree.
Yeah.
Dude. If they leave Indiana State out, it's a travesty, in my opinion. So
we have a lot of realistic fans of other teams here too, like Rob saying I don't want to see Virginia, and I'm pretty sure that's your team, Rob. I don't want to see Virginia either, and I get it. Same reason why you don't want to see Oklahoma. It's boring. I mean,
yeah.
They're not very good, either one of them.
No.
B, it's boring. It's boring basketball. So I'm
absolutely. One of these teams, like Indiana State, deserves, because of their record and the way they played all year. I don't care who you play. You win 28, 29 games. You deserve to get in over one of these teams that's stumbling around winning 20.
I've always thought I want to see a team like Indiana State in this tournament versus a team that went like 19-12 in a big conference. That's like, okay, for Florida, for example, if you're 24-10, you're in. Like you got to be in, right? But some of these other ones, I don't care to see them. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on to the next one. Duquesne and VCU. This was 2.5 just an hour ago. It's now 1.5.
Yeah.
But VCU is a 1.5 point favorite now. It was 2.5. So depending on the book, you could probably get either one still. Atlantic 10 championship here. Who you got? Yeah. Duquesne, VCU.
Didn't have either one of these teams in the championship. I'll tell you that. Total toss up. Yeah, I wouldn't bet a nickel on this. Total toss up.
Yeah.
I would take Duquesne because I think they're playing great right now. Thought they took care of business yesterday. I think they may be a little bit better, but wouldn't take a nickel. Wouldn't spend a nickel on this one.
I think I would lean VCU in this one, but I'm not sure. This is a very tough one to gauge. VCU's kind of got that tournament experience.
They do.
I think that's the big thing there. So I'm going to lean VCU. This should be a really, really good game. By the way, one game already started, and it's for the Ivy League. We had a huge upset. Brown at Princeton. So Brown trying to make the tournament. They'd be 14-17 if they win today and make it. They are up early 3-0, but it's only been a minute into the game. So we'll see as they play Yale.
I think it's the biggest upset of the whole thing, them beating Princeton. I was just shocked.
No doubt. You got to put this one up here as the last one. It's a win and you're in, obviously. I don't think either one are in if they lose. No. Temple and UAB. Now, if you're a bettor, you remember this is the line that moved tremendously towards UAB just 2 weeks ago, or I think it was a week or 2 weeks ago. Temple and UAB played. It opened at like 3.5. It went all the way up to 7.5. And Temple basically has been accused of throwing that game, as for other games this year. However, Temple has made it to the conference championship of the American Conference here. And wouldn't you know it, it's a rematch with UAB. Incredible how things work out. This line was 6.5 just 1 hour ago. Guess what? It's now 7.5 towards UAB. So really? UAB laying 7.5 or 6.5, depending on where you're getting it. This is too weird. This is too weird to be true.
You think? They went from they couldn't beat anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they were throwing all those games. It sure looks like, because now they've won like 5 in a row, I think.
Yep.
We're talking a team that's what did you say they were 14-19, 15-9, something like that?
They're now 16-19.
Okay, so they were like 11-19 or 12-19 when the last time they lost. So UAB is pretty good. I think they cover that, but how can you bet that one? You better stay away from that one too.
I don't know how you could have action on this right now. I mean, This is, I tell you what, it is a really brutal look if Temple runs through this American Conference and wins today.
Yes.
I am rooting so hard for Temple, like insanely hard. Because it's just, what a story. And look, I think everybody thought, well, it's the end of the season. They'll lose in their conference tournament because they're horrible. They're 5-13 in this conference. That's the record, by the way.
And this is a good conference.
Yeah. And my thought was, well, they'll lose and then that'll be the end of the season. And then they'll do what they have to do.
Yeah.
With every win, this is becoming more of an NCAA nightmare and a gambler's nightmare as well. Well, I guess.
Depends on what side you're on here. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
If you think they're going to throw it, then you go with UAB.
Yeah. I mean, I think that happened and now they're playing. And so who knows, what they would have been. So I'm going Temple. I'm going Temple to win this game today. I'm going with my heart. I'm going with the cheaters.
I don't think I could take UAB at -6.5. I just don't.
See, and I think Curtis and I are in the exact same spot. I am taking Temple just for how funny it would be and how awkward it would be.
Well, we might as well throw Brown in there too, and let's get 2 of them in there with losing records.
Well, I don't care about the losing record as much as this whole situation. So
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be fascinating. All right, let's get to some horse racing here. Let's go to Oaklawn again. We've been to Oaklawn all 4 days on the show. Hit 2 of them, and in a painful second last time out, which would be yesterday, I should say. Jackson Traveler, Tejano Twist. If you took yesterday off from horse racing, that's not a big weekend. At least go back and watch the replay of the Whitmore Stakes. Incredibly fun race. Right at the wire, man. Jackson Traveler just had the nose down. So big upset win there for Flavian Pratt and Daddy Ass Steve Asmussen. All right, let's go to race 8 today. And it is an allowance going 1 mile. We got a bunch of scratches. The 1, the 2, the 5, and the 6 are all out. Papa Dude, who you like in this one?
All right. So the 5 is out.
Yep.
That was one I kind of liked a little bit. So that one's out.
Mm-hmm.
This one's hard. Really hard. The 11, I'm going to go with the 11 simply because it seems like hasn't run as much, seems to be getting better. I like that in these kind of races. For example, the 3, Ben Diesel, who is the second favorite, he's run 16 times but only won once.
Yeah. Remember when we thought that horse might be decent?
Yeah, I know. And, I was looking down through here because D. Wayne got him after Dallas Stewart had him for a while. And D. Wayne's got a tendency to throw him in stakes races and everything else. That's what he had been running in. And I looked down through here, and he ran for D. Wayne 8 times or 7 times, and every one of them was an allowance. So he did not overplay this horse.
No.
Times. So he's been in allowance races, and he's up and down. He'll finish second. You'll think, okay. Then he goes and finishes 8th and loses by 11 1/4. And I don't know why he's the second favorite. Got several seconds under Lucas, but no wins. Can't take him. I did like Late Night Radio. They got scratched. I like the 9 a little bit. Here we have Asmussen again.
Yep.
Had a couple of wins at Sam Houston. Then they brought him to Oaklawn, and not very good in an allowance race last time out, losing by 11 1/4. Do you cross that one off? I don't know. He had won 2 in a row, but it was at Sam Houston, and that's a whole different ball game. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with Ben Franklin. The 11, I'm not real proud of it, but he did break his maiden last time out and seems to be improving. He had 2 second places before that, then broke the maiden. I'm going to go with a younger horse, not ran as well, coming off a win. So I'm going with the 11, Ben Franklin.
Yeah, I like the 11 as well. I think he's kind of just the best of what's left here. I liked Magic's pick of the 5 quite a bit, and yours of the 5. The 10 is the other one I think you got to look at. Diodoro, this kind of is a a horse that can kind of jump up and kind of improve, moving up in class. I thought that's a good sign for Diodoro that he thinks he's got this one ready to roll. But
that is true.
It's not a very good race, and a horse like the 10 probably shouldn't win an allowance, but I mean, could definitely beat this field. But I like the 11 best. I went the 11 on top. And yeah, Mr. Thunderstruck is back for Kelly. He actually, if you want a real long shot, the 4, Mr. Thunderstruck, he ran pretty good at 58-1 in a very similar race last time out. Only got beat 6 1/4. If you think he's going to move up just a bit, he might be worth throwing underneath. I really think he could run 3rd in this race. This is a weaker spot than what he got last time out. So I don't think the 4 is an awful play either. I'm trying to think who else. Oh, I was going to mention Ben Diesel. I just can't do it with Ben Diesel. I'm with you. Too many losses. And by the way, he's lost 15 in a row. He won he broke his maiden on debut.
Right.
And he's lost 15 straight.
Exactly. And again, the kicker to me is D. Wayne got him. He had been running in grade 2s. He ran an Arkansas Derby. And D. Wayne has a tendency to keep running him in stakes races and didn't do it. That tells me this horse isn't very good.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Totally. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Dennis has thoughts on the 8 layoff, can show speed stretching back out. see our Trout trains and owns this one like he does all of them and breeds them. So great horseman here. See our Trout. We're fans of him for sure.
Yep.
Louis Q gets aboard. Okay. And I think the horse will run a much improved race from the one last time out. That's my first thought. My second thought is, where is the race in his past performances that says he can win? I think he is going to run better. I don't know if it's good enough. You kind of look at him here, broke the maiden at Remington back in just his second start, won an allowance at Lone Star. I don't know where a win at Oaklawn is on this past performance sheet. If we're at Lone Star today or Remington, I think that's one to play. I'm not sure about today.
He wouldn't be 30-1 if he was at Lone Star or Remington.
No, he would probably be 3-1. So, all right, 15 losses in a row. Nothing compared to the streak I'm on. I'm sorry. I saw it. Yeah, I think you said yesterday, correct me if I'm wrong, Curtis, you said you'd hit like 7 second place finishes in a row. And wow. I know kind of the ideas behind your handicapping. Those usually aren't shorter prices. So even if one of those would have got first, you probably would be up. So yeah, sorry. All right, let's get to it. Oh, let's go to Magic first. It is St. Patrick's Day. Magic's best bet, Laurel Park, race 4, number 4, Uncle Irish. The explanation, it's St. Patrick's Day. Yep, good enough for me. All right, let's go to Gulfstream Park Race 6, number 6, R. Harper Rose. That'll be my best bet today. Another kind of a shorter price. So I'll tell you, I would recommend, if you don't want to play the 6 to win at a short price, play the 6-4 straight exacta. I really think it's coming in 6-4. So kind of juice up a payout just a little bit here. But this really doesn't need a lot of explanation. When going one turn, this horse is 4 for 4. Her only loss was going a mile and 16th. She won a grade 3 race last time out. She faces a field here she can definitely handle. So the number 6, R. Harper Rose, in the 6th race today at Gulfstream Park. That'll be my best bet of the day. All right. Time for yours. I'm a little worried about this one. I'll let you go first.
Well, this tells you it's a tough day for betting. I couldn't find anything today that I really liked. I just the games that we ran down, we left the Big Ten game out. I think we didn't run down yet. That's the one I like the best, Illinois over Wisconsin. But 3.5, I don't know. I can see a 2-point game in that one, right? And nail biter down to the end. So that one scared me a little. This was the best I could come up with. These are 2 teams that are at home. And we're getting plus 155, which was the key to trying it. The Rangers, you and I watched this game yesterday. Just didn't look good at all. Held on, though, and beat Pittsburgh. Got to play better today, I think. They have to. They play better offensively, but they didn't play very good defensively. I think they'll tune it up a little today. The Islanders are coming off a tough overtime loss to Ottawa last night. They got to go to the Rangers. The Rangers are damn good at home. So I like them. Vegas, I can't figure them out. I don't do very with, they're up and down, up and down. They got New Jersey coming in there, coming off a bad loss last night. Can they get back up for this? I don't know. So I'm going to go with 2 home teams that should win. They should win. But we all know what hockey's like. So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't love the play. I don't love parlaying hockey for sure. I do like the price. Plus 155 makes a little bit of sense. I worry the most about the Rangers. Islanders, they kind of gotten hot and then they have cooled off a little bit now, but that's a rivalry game. I cashed a bet on the Rangers. It was an important one yesterday, but I don't think they're playing very well right now. So even yesterday was kind of a tough game. I mean, they won 7-4, but they're playing lousy Pittsburgh. I will say this for the Rangers play, they saved the number 1 goalie, Shesterkin, for this game. So that's a great lean towards the Rangers because, Jonathan Quick did play yesterday. So they saved Shesterkin for this game. So that's good. The Golden Knights should win. Yeah. They really should win. They need to win. It's a huge game. They're back home. The Devils are very up and down. I would be very mad if you lose that one.
Well, and the thing about Johnson Quick yesterday, he was fantastic.
Oh, totally.
Because Pittsburgh was just dominating that. After the Rangers got up by 3, Pittsburgh just dominated the rest of that game.
Pittsburgh kind of sort of dominated most of the game and lost 7-4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because sometimes in hockey, you look at it, my God, he gave up 4 goals. He didn't play very well. No, he was their best. Jonathan Quick was the best player on the ice yesterday.
The thing you were sweating out, they were always ahead by 2 or 3. You were sweating out the 1.5.
Yeah, no, for sure. But also they were behind 3-2. Like,
oh, were they? Okay.
Third period, like second period, midway through it, or it was 3-3 maybe.
Yeah. When I started watching it, they were ahead. They scored their 3rd goal to go up 6-3.
They, if you would have told me Pittsburgh was going to score 4 goals, there's no way I would have thought that -1.5 was coming in. No chance. So that was one you just kind of, hey, I was very lucky on that one. And the Blues, I was very lucky to get the Blues home. They blew a 2-0 lead, but did win in a shootout. So that's 2 wins there. We go, well, I got really fortunate to get those.
Better be a little cautious, because those were the Blues one for sure. Was them winning in a shootout. That's very rare.
Yep.
But they did. So.
Yep.
All
right.
Let's come back against Anaheim today and get beat.
I didn't touch the Blues today. No.
Yeah. That's the kind of game that played terrible.
That was an easy decision though, because the odds weren't there one way or the other. So you
exactly.
couldn't really do it. But I would not. If you had St. Louis in this parlay, I would not like it.
Oh, I wouldn't have taken them. No way.
They're the type of team that can lose to anybody too, because they're not great. Curtis Manlow asked, it's a Curtis party right now. Curtis Manlow asked, anyone like in current Derby or Oaks pools? And Magic said, Catching Freedom, Encino, Liberal Arts, Impel, and Integrate. So that's the horses Magic's looking at. I really like Impel for the Oaks right now. I don't know her price because I don't bet these. These are total money burners. So I won't be in the pools, but Impel definitely is one I would definitely consider. And I kind of agree with Magic on Catching Freedom. I think Magic told me he was 30-1. So
wow.
I do think he'll be less than 30-1 on Kentucky Derby Day. Both the Phillies are 10-1. That's probably not enough, honestly, but maybe for some, not for me. Let me go back. That's probably not enough for me because A, I'm not going to bet in these future pools, and B, Impels is 2 for 2. Still hadn't ran in a stakes, might get hurt, all that kind of stuff. I mean, you have to take all that into the equation. Because I know the thought process is, well, if she wins the Ashland, she might be 4 or 5-1 in the Oaks, and we get her 10-1 today. But you do have that whole liability of she could get hurt. She could run second in the Ashland and they not go to the Kentucky Oaks. I mean, she could stumble out of the gate in the Ashland and run a great second. And they go, well, we'll go to the Black Eyed Susan. Like, that's a lot of liability to get 4 or 5 points better on the tote board. That's kind of my thought on that. Where if Catching Freedom, if you're getting 30-1, well, I mean, that's when you're talking about a number, then it's like, what the hell, we'll try it type number, in Encino 60-1. I think that's another one. It's what the hell money, right? And then Liberal Arts 44-1. Okay. There you go. All right. Well, let's recap it here. Here are the picks for today. I'm going to go Gulfstream Park Race 6. Number 6, our Harper Rose. Magic's going Laurel Park Race 4. Number 4, Uncle Irish. And Papa Dude's going with the Rangers Golden Knights. Here's the good news. I'm glad you did this because the Rangers play at noon and the Golden Knights play at 2:30. Totally going to watch both those games anyway, but now we've got extra incentive while we're watching them. So that's very good. Plus 155 on that one. 3-5 down 360 for the week. It's been a tough week. We've had some scratches. We've had some near misses. Hopefully we can salvage the week just a little bit here. That plus 155 would definitely help. Still up 865 for the year. All right, guys. Thanks everybody for watching. Everybody have a good rest of your weekend. We will see you right back here. Probably, I think Monday we'll do a post-tournament show, go through the brackets. So our post-tournament draw show, I should say. So we will do that and a lot more. So, all right, guys, thanks everybody for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.